This is Dr. Stanley Young for the American Dream, and we're here for my guest in just a moment.
This is WGLS Rowan Radio.
And welcome again to the American Dream. I'm your host, Dr. Stanley Young, and I have a friend here.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Wisham. I go to Woodbury Junior High School.
Yeah, you just jump right in, man. Give me a chance to introduce you. What's it feel like being on a radio show?
I have never been on one. In Boy Scouts, I did a ham radio before. This is very interesting. I always wanted to be on a radio show.
Yeah, you get to do the audio and the video these days. How do you feel about that?
I enjoy audio and video. That could be a potential career for me.
Ah, is that right?
Yeah.
We'll have to take you down to the radio station and let you see what's going on. Maybe even the television station.
Yeah, that would actually be very interesting. I have never been to an actual radio station before.
Oh, okay. Well, we can make that happen. Jonathan, I want you to kind of give some background about where you're from, where you grew up, where you go to school, that kind of stuff right now. Go ahead.
I used to live in Westville, New Jersey. My name is Jonathan Christopher Wisham. That's my father's name. I live in West Everett now. I do go to Woodbury Public Schooling. I love to fish, hunt, etc. One of my favorite activities is schooling and history.
History. I heard earlier that you said you were a Boy Scout?
Yes, sir.
And how long have you been in the Boy Scouts?
Off and on, probably 7 years.
7 years. And
break for around 5 months.
Okay, and what rank, I guess, is that what it would be, a rank?
Tenderfoot.
Tenderfoot. Now, how far is that from, let's say, the top?
Top is Eagle Scout, and you have to be around 18 years old, and I am 13 now, so I'm around 5 years away.
You know, I think this is a special show just for you. I think this show was designed for you. You know why I say that?
Why?
Because your birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah, September 17th.
Officially a teenager. Yeah, you're officially a teenager now.
Yes.
And you know what's interesting about your birthday, too?
What? It is Independence Day, I believe.
Constitution Day.
Constitution Day.
Now, I didn't hear a whole lot of celebration about Constitution Day, but I do know that September 17th, 1787, I think it is, 83? No, I'm wrong. The Constitution was signed and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, so you're special.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how special do you really think you are?
Matters like who I'm with. If I'm with my mom, I hope I'm very special.
I'm sure you are. We can talk about that later. What is your American dream?
My American dream is to have enough money to basically provide for my family if I do end up having one. And my American dream is to be successful and help others. It's most likely my mission. I love helping others. When I have the chance to help others, I do it 100%. Okay,
now we have some young people out here in the audience, so I want you to talk specifically about some of the things that you do. I mean, you just turned 13, so it sounds like you've been around helping people for a while. Yeah. What are some of the things that somebody like you at your age would do to help others? What do you do?
You can... The smallest things. Holding the door for somebody can make somebody's day.
Good.
Telling somebody that their clothing is nice can make somebody's best day. Everybody thinks it's always about giving money. Like, let me give this homeless person $100. Sometimes, yes, that is an option. But the smallest things can make somebody's day. And I have learned that. If you can, like, I don't know, but if you're the kind of person that is having a bad day and somebody holds the door for you, that makes you happy. So put yourself in the other person's shoes. If somebody doesn't look happy, you don't have to go out and buy them $1 million car or something. You just... Even saying, are you having a good day? Or how has your day been going? Or like say somebody is really, really sad and you're asking them, are you okay? Smallest things can help. Small things can still make people happy.
Okay, and I'm putting that in perspective, so to speak, so that the world out there in radio, they understand. Give me a couple of examples, some things that you have done.
I have did cleanups before for Boy Scouts. I've did multiple other things. I volunteered at an animal shelter a few years ago for a summer camp. I like to do, one of the big things I do is I do a suicide walk because one of my family members died because of it. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the big things I'm big into. I'm big into volunteering. I love to volunteer. When I get the chance, I love to.
Good. Now, I know because I'm with you during the day in the school that you also do some pretty special stuff within the Woodbury school system. You want to talk about the classroom work you do with the special class that you do the gym with?
Oh, yeah. I go to Woodbury High, like I said, junior high, actually. And there's a class for the people that are nonverbal, and they have disabilities, and I help them at gym time. So I help them. I go in there, I pep them up, I get them ready. I'm like, come on, guys, we can do this, because sometimes people need a little bit extra than other people do, but everybody's still the same at the end of the day. We're all humans.
Right. I want to know if you can express it this way for me. Exactly how does that make you feel?
Everybody thinks you must feel so good. I do feel good, but I'm doing it because I think it's what I was sent here to do. I do it because I think my mom works for the government and she's a social worker. I think like my family the side, I was sent here by God to do what like he wanted me to do, and I help people as much as I can. So I think that's why my mission was sent here. Everybody has a mission. I think that's personally mine.
Oh, gee, I didn't know that about you. So that explains the handkerchief I got from you. So you feel that you really have been placed here by God to serve for the most part. Okay, good job. Now, looking at the way young people are today, I mean, talk about young people today. I mean, are they good, bad, and different?
I guess you can consider me somewhat of a teenager. Have I done stupid stuff before? Yes, but today I think young people think that we can try anything. So people will do like the dueling devices, and people will do not the smartest stuff. I think the younger generation has lost a lot of respect for the elders, the older people. They don't show as much respect as a normal person. Like that, like I don't understand how people can not be respectful to others.
Yeah, I agree. It's something that I'm flexible with.
Yeah.
Because knowing young people, especially the younger you are, you have to, obviously respect that these are still children. But at the age of maybe 10, 11, 12, I think they should start to get more serious about what life is all about, definitely. And, of course, when you get to junior high school, that's kind of the bridge between, really, the early parts of being an adult. So, I mean, are young people today equipped? Are they ready for that kind of adulthood? Do they need more time to develop? How do you feel?
What I think is that I can understand if you're a 9-year-old kid and you're somewhat, if the teacher asks you something, you come back with a smart response. I really don't understand it, but you're a younger kid, you still have time to learn. But these people that are 18 years old, 17-year-olds, and they're doing drugs or they're doing inappropriate activities, or they're just the smallest things. Like I've seen people ride in the bike lane and think they're so cool, but at the end of the day, the chance of you getting hit, I think it's not the smartest decision. I think that we should respect the people that brought us into this world, because it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Good. Now, and you're also a member of the 21st Century Program. I don't know if it's really fair to, go into that because we haven't really started up the program yet, which I'm a part of. How do you feel about the 21st Century Program so far?
I think it's awesome because some people, now I'm not saying this is everybody, I'm just saying some people might not have the money, or their family member might not be able to have they don't want to leave their kids home alone. I want to consider it a daycare, but it's a perfect resolution for their kid to have a fun after school activity, and she doesn't have to worry about him going to the park and getting hurt, or him just wandering around town. And it is awesome. The activities I love. Believe it or not, the way I got on this radio is 21st Century. So the activities are really awesome.
Good. I was hoping you'd say that. No, one of the things that I feel the 21st Century brings is opportunities for young people to actually get exposure to things they haven't been exposed to before, regardless of their status in life. When I talk about 21st Century, I want your comments on this. This 21st Century program really is designed to help the young people grow to be the best they possibly can be by exposing them to things, allowing them to be engaged in, the hands-on kind of stuff that they do. What do you think how do you think that would affect young people, for those who have not had those experiences versus those like you? Now you're going to be on the radio.
21st Century, it's not a free-for-all. So that's what I like about it. Kids think they can show up and they can act crazy. No, it's not like that. I think the kids that don't show up to 21st Century are missing out. They're missing out on their team building skills. They're missing out on working with others. They're missing out on all that kind of stuff. They're missing out with working with their peers or getting closer to a peer or seeing if one peer needs help with something else.
Good. Now, I guess I'm not sure how much time we get looking at over there, Carlton. We good on time? Okay, good. All right, so I want to get a little deeper into how you think and feel about your future. What is it that you have in mind in terms of goals, and how far out are you looking? Because young people sometimes, next year could be a long way. How are you with that?
Like I said before, like I said, not being on the radio is a career for me, but I do like photography. My mom does photography on somewhat on the side. She'll take photos of us. She's pretty good at it in my opinion. I'd like to do something for my community. I'd like to either become a police officer, or I'd like to do military. I'd like to do something that would benefit my community. Because at the end of the day, there's only a certain number of people that are actually strong enough to step up to benefit their community, and that's what makes a good community.
Okay,
you can look at places like, for an example, Camden used to not be the best neighborhood, but when everybody stepped up and they worked together, now it's a way nicer community. Or let's say even if you go back to 1800s, think about all the citizens that stepped up and went against the British government to get their country back. So it's just, you have to work together. There's never going to be a community where one person can make it the best community ever. Everybody has to work together for a good community.
Okay, that's pretty strong, and I think very mature too for a young person to talk like that. Now, I'm interested in knowing, why is it that you have this way of thinking? Where does it come from?
It's just I have ADHD and mood disorder sometimes. So it's just it's the way I am. I think and I think and I think about stuff, and I'll work my hardest until I get the correct answer, until what I think the correct answer is. There's always going to be somebody debating with your answer, but the person who wins at the end of the day is no one, because everybody has their own opinion.
Right, very, very strong. So you I guess are saying that it's a natural ability to you to search and want to understand things. Understand is a big deal. Understanding cultures and personalities as opposed to judging. I mean, what do you do to kind of keep yourself abreast of what's going on in the world?
So I'm not a really big news person, because sometimes they don't give off the most accurate information. So I'll read books. I'll sometimes, Time magazine. There's two versions of Time. There's the Time where they give off they'll be talking about maybe presidents and stuff, newer stuff, the new iPhone X just came out. I'll read the older Time magazines. Today, I'll read every year. In the beginning of every new year, I'll buy it's $16. It's the new Time magazine that tells you it's 101 amazing things that happened in 2012 or 2018. Now, I wasn't really old enough to buy a magazine in 2012, so last year in 2018, I bought one of the magazines and I looked through it, and I like that kind of stuff.
Good. So you really are into reading and
reading.
What's your favorite topic besides the multimedia and law enforcement? Do you have other things you're involved in?
I love history. I love science, biographies, stuff like that.
Okay. Do you consider yourself competitive?
What do you mean by competitive?
Do you like to compete against others?
In certain things, yes. I'm not the kind of person that's going to go into baseball field and compete against somebody. I'm the kind of person that will do competitions. I'm a Boy Scout, so Pinewood Derby, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Hands-on stuff.
Right. Now let's shift the gears a little bit towards the end of this segment. Let's talk about family and the importance of family.
Yeah, I think family's everything. Family is your source. This is one of my favorite sayings. What would a tree be if it didn't have roots? It would be nothing. It would be laying on the ground. For a tree to stand up, it has to have roots. So family is basically your root, and they give you that stuff you need to grow. Now everybody doesn't get that opportunity, and they're the kind of people that everybody be I feel so sad for them, but no one would do anything to help. That's the kind of person I like to help. When I went to Westville, I was school I went to, Parkview, it stopped at 6th grade. Now I'm in 7th grade, but there was this one girl, Erin. I used to help her all the time because she didn't have the best strength at home. So when she would come to school, I would always help her out. I think family's everything. Just like I said about the tree, you need to have a family for you to succeed. Now, there are always going to be them people that don't succeed. There's always going to be the people that do succeed without a family, but they end up having problems throughout their life. They're going to feel I didn't have a mom. And that's reality for them, and I feel bad for them people. That's why I always try to help people when I can.
Good. So family's real important.
Yes.
Obviously, you have a pretty strong
Yes, I
support.
have a brother, a sister, and a mom.
Oh, yeah, you're a big brother, right?
Yes.
And how's that feel?
Good. I like my brother Jameson. Yes, I like him a lot. My brother's the world to me, but sometimes we get into arguments like regular brothers would.
And how old is he?
He is 6.
And you're
I am 13, and then I have a sister that's 2 named Jillian.
okay. And your brother get into it sometimes, huh?
Yeah, but not really. We'll just be like, he loves these NASCAR things, like Dale Earnhardt and stuff, and I'll touch his cars, and it will get like crazy.
Good. Now, if you were able to achieve anything you wanted to in terms of goals, what would be the biggest goal for you to achieve?
It's probably not realistic, but I'd like to achieve peace in the whole world. Everybody is equal, but not that many people understand that.
Good job. Okay, we're going to close this segment, and we'll be right back after this message.
Welcome back to the American Dream. I now present to you Beyond the Barriers with Dr. Stanley L.
Whether you're raising a family, advancing a career, building a business on a mission from God, victory lies beyond the barriers. Understand that what you accept in your consciousness is a reality. When we say consciousness, we mean your mind and feelings. You see, unless you accept a thing into your mental and feeling worlds, it does not become a part of your experience. Only you have control over what you think and feel. For centuries, mankind has believed that those around them could control them. This has never been true. You have free will. Your free will is absolute. Those who try to impose their will upon another are merely being disobedient to universal law. That is the cause of discord, distress, and destruction. Having free will comes with responsibility. Responsibility to life for its use. That responsibility means the constructive use of your free will is paramount. It means obedience to universal law. It means the expansion of the gift of life, not the destruction of it. How does a person expand the gift of life? Think about this carefully. Expanding the gift of life means to raise all life. You see, life is everywhere around you. As you move about, your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions send forth into the world qualities that are either constructive or destructive. I am the strength, the courage, the power to move forward steadily through all experiences, whatever they may be, and to remain joyous and uplifted, filled with peace and harmony at all times, by the glorious presence which I am.
The American Dream, reality, on Rowan Radio, 89.7 WGLS FM, with host Stanley L.
I believe in the United States of America as a government of the people, by the people, for the people, whose just powers are derived from the consent of the governed, a democracy in a republic, a sovereign nation of many sovereign states, a perfect union, one and inseparable, established upon those principles of freedom, equality, justice, and humanity, for which American patriots sacrificed their lives and fortunes. I therefore believe it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its Constitution, to obey its laws, to respect its flag, and to defend it against all enemies, everywhere, forever.
The first principle of liberty states, the only reliable basis for sound government and just human relations is natural law.
And that concludes the American Dream. I'd like to thank you, our listeners, for sharing your time and attention. I'd like to thank our awesome guests. You know, I am really impressed with this interview, man. We want definitely to get you to the radio station. That'll be on me for sure. And have your mom come too if you can.
Yeah, how else would I get there if she didn't come, you know what I mean?
Oh, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're driving, I don't know.
No.
Just joking, 13, you can't get a license yet. I wish.
Some countries you can.
You know, some countries I'm sure you can. Jonathan, do you have any final words of encouragement for young people out there, or even the adults out there?
If you need help, there's always somebody out there for you. And it might take some time to find it, and you might think that, oh, this is so terrible. But there always is a job for everybody. You're not sent here for not a purpose. There always is going to be a purpose for you. Sometimes it might be bad. Sometimes people might not choose the best purpose, but you're always sent here for a purpose.
Good. Any shout outs?
Nah, not really. Not what I can think of right now.
No shout out to mom?
Yeah, my mom, my momo, and my uncle.
There you go. Okay, good enough. Carlton, you would come and wrap this up?
Okay, this has been the American Dream on Rowan Radio 89.7 WGLS FM. As always, have a great week, everyone.
America, the beautiful, we need you now. America, the beautiful, don't you let us down. Make sure that freedom rings. Don't let it be just a dream. And do it for what is right. For freedom there is a price to